Today I show you a way on how to become a highly paid blockchain developer in about 10 weeks with the Alchemy development platform. And even if you do not want to become a blockchain developer in 10 weeks, you want to do it in 5 weeks, this video is for you. And also, if you do not want to become a blockchain developer at all, but you're just interested in cryptocurrency and you want to learn more about how smart contracts work, what web3 is, etc., etc., this video is for you, because Alchemy doesn't make the life easy for large companies, it also makes the life easy for beginner blockchain developers. And yeah, Alchemy is a development platform, and really it makes development easy. That's why so many companies use it. As you can see here, we got all the large companies here. We got Shopify, for example, here. Adobe uses it. OpenSea, the NFT marketplace, is using Alchemy. What else do we have here? Zapper, Rainbow. I've seen Chainlink here somewhere as well. So really, everything that has a name in cryptocurrency is using Alchemy. You can see here they have about $100 billion in on-chain transaction volume. They paid out 1.5 billion royalties to NFT creators, and they have more than 10 million end users. So you're absolutely in good hand. And yeah, we're talking today about how you become a blockchain developer. So this is really beginner friendly. And as a beginner, you also don't want to pay. And Alchemy is for free. So this is another reason why you should use Alchemy platform. Before I show you we talk today more about here the welcome to the road to Web3 plan on how to become a blockchain developer in 10 weeks. But before we get into this part, I want to give you a quick rundown on Alchemy and show you how this works. So for this, you just sign up here for an account. There's also a link in the description. And once you signed up, you can see here your dashboard. So inside of this dashboard, you can create applications, and you can see all of this what you can do here on the dashboard. So you can, I don't want to go too much into details here, but this is where you can create applications in here as well. You can create webhooks, so you get live updates in your website or in your application. So everything is done here, very simple. If you want to query the mempool, you just enter here an address. You can query the mempool right here from their website. This is also a great feature. They have an explorer where you can explore transactions on your account. So when you create an app, you will see here the basically the log information. You can here create apps, and let me go here to apps. What Alchemy is really doing behind the main thing, or I don't want to say the main thing, but Alchemy is also a node provider, so anyone can run their own nodes, but you can also run your own web server when you host websites. But most people use, for example, for web hosting, GoDaddy or Namecheap. And for blockchain development, for when to get information or connect to the blockchain and get information from a blockchain, we need a node. You can run the node completely for free by yourself at home, but Alchemy makes it just much easier, right? And this is one of the things, they make it easy and it works, right? You don't have to worry about worrying about uptime of your node, etc. And they don't only have one node, because back in the day we had Infura. Infura was also a node provider. They had one node. With Alchemy, you get out the box Ethereum node, Polygon, Solana, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Astar node. And you get all the code snippets. You can just select whatever node you want to work on. For example, Polygon, you give it a name, create an application, and you can already connect to the node within your script. And I'll show you how simple this is as well. So we have here the tutorials. Of course, we have a getting started guide on how simple it is to get started with Alchemy, how to set it up for your project. get all the information, you get screenshots, you get videos, you get every line that you do, what your code is, you get explained here. Yeah. So really, if you're really an absolute beginner, or as I said, you find really you're in good hands. Because I remember when I started out with blockchain development, all of this information, even simple stuff like that, just to connect to the blockchain, we all had to find out ourselves, or we were ended up here with the Web3 GS documentation. Now, Web3 documentation is not too bad, but there are no examples, nothing. And as a developer, as a beginner, it's actually really, I had a hard time to understand it actually in the beginning. But if you compare this now here to Alchemy documentation, which does the same thing as Web3 GS, for example, it is really, yeah, 101 as we call it in Europe. All these simple contracts here, Hello World smart contract, um, how you can use the webhooks, which I showed earlier here, where you can create your webhooks for notifications, everything in detail described here. And not just that, even if you come here to recipes, you find here recipes about code snippets and with different methods. So for example, if you want to use for the task here, you want to use Alchemy SDK, you can just copy and paste it, right? And then just modify it for your own project. But if you do not want to use Alchemy SDK, you get the same code snippet here in Axios to do a request. You can also get a code snippet here on Fetch to get a request. Actually, let me open this here because this is just the sample code. Let's just use here this one. Here we want to get, we want to build here an instance in our code where we get an FT collection, for example. So we have here the function, and here we have the code snippet for using the Alchemy SDK. You have your code snippet using Axios and Fetch, right? So really you can just copy paste it, whatever request you want to do, you find the code snippet. And not just for requests, you come here to API reference. And for example, we want to, where is this? NFT. We want to get here token API quick start. So we want to get some information about token. We have here a link, get token balances. And now we can see the endpoint that we get for this request. Plus over here, we not just get here some one-liner saying, okay, this is what it does. No, we have here in Alchemy all of the code snippets for every programming language. So if you want to write your project in JavaScript, you have it here. If you want to do a curl request, you have the code snippet here. If you do a Python project, you got it right here. For Go, for Node.js, and when we click here these three dots, also for C, C#, C++, Java, Kotlin, OCaml, PHP, PowerShell, Ruby, Swift, and etc. Right? Everything right here on one side. And yeah, I wish when I started out that there was a website like this, because all of these things prior to Alchemy coming out, we had to look up for ourselves, and this was just like I spent so much time just Googling, and then you had only Web3.js, and then all of a sudden was Web3. Ethos.js came out, and yeah, it was just, yeah, I wish when I started out there was something like Alchemy. And also again with the nodes, we had to Google where's the node to connect to Avalanche, what is a node to this. Now here you just change one parameter. When you create your application, you just change one parameter and that's it. Just change whatever chain you want to do, and you get the code snippet, bam, and you connect it. There you go. And yeah, it really makes Alchemy makes life really much easier as blockchain developer. And yeah, even as I said, if you don't want to become a blockchain developer, this is also really simple to read for everybody that's just interested, and he wants just to play around in his spare time with blockchain. You find no better information for this, and this makes life so much easier. And not just that, when we come here, so we also have, of course, we got here all the documentation. Again, here we got beginner friendly, we got code snippets, NFTs, DeFi code snippets with projects, transactions, all of this information. Learn about Alchemy, why use Alchemy. You get all of the information here as well. Like really every information you can get, and not just in general, also based for every chain, right? So you get specific to the chain code snippets, etc. But let's actually now go into what we are here for and what this video is about, because this is here the road to Web3. This is a learning program basically from Alchemy. Of course, it is for free. So you build in 10 weeks. This is your own pace. Of course, if you need 20 weeks or if you need 6 months, or you can do it in 10 days, absolutely fine. So there is no stress on your part. But you find in 10 weeks where you build every week, you can build a different project. And this project, of course, is described. Every step of the project is described with code snippets, etc., with screenshots, and of course sometimes videos as well. And once you follow those, once you build these projects, you will also receive an you will receive NFTs at the end of each project. And I'm not saying NFT is wrong, because you will receive NTTs, and NTTs are non-transferable tokens. NFTs are non-fungible token, and you receive here an NTT. Of course, they call it NFT, but this will be sent to your address and it will stay on your address. So you cannot move this entity from your address. So this means you cannot just make all those courses, then collect those NFTs at the end of each lecture, and then apply for a job and say, hey guys, I made all of this, but in reality, you bought all those NFTs from somebody else. With entities, you cannot do this. They stick to your address. Once they're being received on your address, they cannot be transferred. And therefore, only the person that really made those made all those projects receives those entities, and then only this person can say, hey, look guys, I made here all these courses from Alchemy. I took all these courses. I also can show you on GitHub my projects, plus I can show you those entities, so you have that I really did it, and now you can hire me, and because I know a lot of blockchain development. And this is basically the idea behind those entities, and you can get those entities when you sign up. So you need to have an Alchemy account, but we already signed up here for Alchemy. Now you can sign up here for the register. So first of all, you register here. So this is just a Google form where you fill in some name and information. I have already done so. So in my case, it looks like this. But you will have here an empty form. Fill in name, email address, etc. And then you receive an email with a link. Where is this link? Here with a link to Mint Kudos. Then you sign up here to Mint Kudos, and then you receive, or then after each course, you then can claim your entities or NFTs. We can call them NFTs at the end of each course. And yeah, and on top of all of this, you can also get access to the Discord server, of course, for free, where if in case you run into problems with those projects here, when you get stuck or something, people in here are very willing to help you in the Discord server. And you can also join here the Telegram, join the Road 3 to Web3 Telegram channel. And you can network with other developers, ask any questions you may have about Alchemy in general or those projects here. And yeah, this is your future home. If becoming a blockchain developer, it really should become, because you have everything here on one side. You don't have to spend hours on Google. You have a community that you can ask questions. So yeah, you get a lot for actually no money at all, and you should definitely make use of it. And I say it again, no matter if you want to become a really